Meantime, we got to talk about this. North Carolina is in the midst of one of the largest voting rights expansions in decades. A state appeals court ruling former felons who are not incarcerated can vote, regardless of probation, supervision, or parole status. NBC's Antonia Hilton joining us live from Raleigh to talk just about this. So, Antonia, thanks so much for being here. We'll start here with this.
Hey, Vanessa, thank you for having me. As you mentioned, this is Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we just wanted to talk about this court decision in July, and this has made 56,000 folks in North Carolina eligible to vote. Just wanted to know, what are you seeing as far as actual signing up? Are you seeing people signing up to do this?
Well, we've actually embedded a bit with a group called Forward Justice. They're part of a coalition of organizations that are nonpartisan that are working to get in touch with all 56,000 of those people. And what they're seeing is a decent amount of success. They have contacted every single one of them through text, through phone calls, and through mailers. But, the challenge is that the government hasn't necessarily been a partner in this. They say that while they've put up information on their websites, it's been hard to get government employees and really officials to actually let these newly eligible voters, become aware of their rights in this case. So it's really fallen, in many cases, to second chance voters themselves to go out in their communities and let people know. So, for example, here in Chavis Park in Raleigh tomorrow, there's going to be a Souls to the Polls style event with, music and sort of community gathering and food, where they're going to make sure that people know, that they tell their friends, they tell their family, and then they come to a nearby polling location behind me here, and they're able to cast their vote if they want to. This is really about getting the word out, and they're really, trying to make sure that people understand, this is nonpartisan, no matter who you are, what your background is. And often, just as impacted voters really fall under all camps and backgrounds. And their message is, no matter what your opinions are, who you back, we want you to just know you have this right restored and that you should come out and take advantage of it, Vanessa.
And so for those folks who are coming out and taking advantage of this, those people that you're speaking with, have they talked about having this right to vote being restored to them, how that's impacting them, how that makes them feel as citizens in the United States?
For many of them, it's a bit emotional. They have, in some cases, waited decades to get this right back, or for some, it's going to be their very first time ever voting. And they weren't sure this moment was going to come. This has been a hard-fought, legal battle. It's stretched out for 3 years, and actually the state Supreme Court is going to hear it in 2023. So even while there's excitement around this opportunity to participate in the midterms, there's also some fear, right, that, in 2023 there could be a reversal and their access to the ballot box could slip through their fingers again. And so people aren't taking this moment for granted. One formerly incarcerated individual told me that he believes that this is going to be the day when he feels like he is a full citizen for once, after, leaving prison, being taxed again, feeling like in many ways he was a citizen, but missing out on this one major piece, that he's going to get that part of, being an American back again. And that was so incredibly important to his identity and to his connection to his community, Vanessa.
Yeah, certainly life-changing developments for so many of these folks. Antonio, thanks so much for joining us and catching us up with all of these developments. And we'll remind everyone at home, you could see her reporting during NBC's County to County and Decision 2022 coverage, along with Anson County. This is a team looking at 6 other bellwether counties across the country ahead of those midterm elections.